Hi everyone, welcome back. Happy New Year. How are you guys doing? It's good? Man, let's follow me and find out how it's going, huh? Wait, fool, what are you doing?
Yes, I'm taking some vitamin C pills.
I mean, what do you need?
Why not?
Because you have like a bunch of tangerine right here. Why do you need it?
This one? Do they have pixie?
Man, you know what? Let's talk about vitamin today. Welcome back. So let's continue. So what is vitamin? Vitamin is essential nutrient that our body needs in small amount. And since they cannot be synthesized in our body, we have to take it from the outside, from food, from fruit, from the drinking, everything. There are 13 vitamins and divided into two main groups. First one is fat soluble, which include non-polar vitamins, and water soluble, which include polar vitamins. And let's find out who are they. So, vitamin A. What is vitamin A? It's also called retinol, which have a lot in spinach, broccoli, tomato, and liver. It's really important for our eyesight, have strengthened our immune system, and really important to keep our body healthy.
What you doing, bro?
Vitamin D, man. Do you know what? Vitamin D also called color calciferol, which have a lot in the sons of carbs, cheese, milk, and eggs, which really good for our bone and prevent cancer, also maintaining our immune system function. Vitamin E is also called alpha tocopherol. It have a lot in avocado and vegetable oil. It helps to prevent cancer and damage to cells. More importantly, it makes red blood cells. Vitamin K, which has a lot in lettuce, kale, and spinach, is also called menadione and have blood clot properly and also good for our bone health. So vitamin C, which is also called ascorbic acid, is rich in spinach, kale, orange juice, of course, tangerines, and it is also help Earth to produce collagen, which makes skin and tissue, and really important, is help the wound healing process. Vitamin B1, also called thiamine, is help keep nerve and muscle healthy, and also it important for process of carbohydrate and some protein. It have a lot in oatmeal, beef, and liver. Vitamin B2, also called riboflavin, is have a lot in tofu, mushroom, and spinach. It's important to keep our eye healthy, for body growth, and making red blood cell. Vitamin B3 is also called nicotinamide, which have a lot in tuna, salmon, and all of the fish. Banthophalic acids, which also called vitamin B5. These have produced red blood cell, processing of carbohydrate, and good for our digestive system. It have a lot in avocado and sweet potato. Vitamin B6, also called pyridoxal phosphate, is have a lot in soybean and oatmeal. It's really good for our brain habit function and produce brain chemicals. Vitamin B7 is also called biotin. It's famous for having our strong hair, and also it have a lot walnut, peanut, and also in cauliflower. What's up, man? So vitamin B9 is also called folic acid. It have a lot in broccoli and mango, and also it's really important when our cells grow quickly and important in our brain function and mental health. It also help produce DNA and RNA. Whoa. I know it's getting boring, but I have to make this at least 15 minutes. So let me do it. Vitamin B12 will be the last thing I want to tell you for the vitamin part. But vitamin B12 is also called cobalamin. It have a lot in many seafood, and it's important for our nervous system and making red blood cells. It also help producing DNA and RNA. So that's it. Whoa. One last thing. Let's go to Walgreens and talk about supplement. Oh, hi, you're here. This supplement, vitamin C. But let me tell you some fact. According to American Osteopathic Association, 80% of Americans are taking vitamin, and only 20% is actually needed. It's not beneficial if you take this stuff more than what you need. It's a waste of time, waste of money, and it has potential toxins which can cause cancer if you take a large amount of this stuff daily with no reason. And you cannot just stop eating healthy food and taking this stuff. It doesn't work that way. Take it if you have vitamin deficiencies. 2. You have chronic health condition that prevents you from actively absorbing vitamin. 3. Or you want to be pregnant, or you are pregnant right now. 4. You are on certain restricted diet. I'm talking all you vegan out there. And then take it. Or just simply when your doctor tells you to take it, then take this stuff. Or simply you just want an expensive urine, then take it. So in the conclusion, you know what? So if your doctor don't recommend you take vitamin supplement, please do not take it. Instead, it's healthy food, and sometimes just enjoy it and eat fruit. That's it. Let's make a reaction.
So today we're going to be doing the vitamin C variant, and everything that you need is shown here. We start off by making solution A, and for this we need 2 1000 milligram tablets of vitamin C. Using the back of a spoon, I try to crush the tablets. You don't have to completely powderize the tablets, but you don't really want to have any chunks left over either. The crushed pills are transferred to a suitable container, and here I used a beaker, but in theory you could use anything really. On top of the powderized pills, I then poured in about 60 milliliters of distilled water. This mixture is then stirred for something like 30 seconds. What we're doing here is we're trying to dissolve the vitamin C from the tablets into the water. Most of the pill, though, is just filler and stuff that's not soluble in water, so don't try to dissolve everything because it's not going to happen. After about 30 seconds of stirring, we're left with a solution that kind of looks like this. Like I said, there's a lot of insoluble stuff in the pills, so to get rid of this, we're going to have to filter it off. The filter system is very simple, and it's just a couple coffee filters in a dollar store funnel. I dump the mixture into the coffee filters, and very quickly, a relatively clear solution starts to come through. This is going to take a little bit of time, so while it's filtering, I'm going to move on to making solution B. To make solution B, we first have to measure out a little bit of cornstarch. In the beginning of the video, I said to use 0.4 grams, but it really doesn't have to be accurate, and you can just estimate based on how much you see here in the video. On top of the cornstarch, I poured in about 350 milliliters of distilled water. Once the water's added, I try to mix up the cornstarch, but the solution remains pretty cloudy. To try to dissolve as much cornstarch as possible, the solution is placed in a microwave and heated up until boiling. Although it's clearer than before, it's still a little too cloudy for my liking, so I filter it through something like 4 coffee filters. The solution that makes it through is a lot clearer, and it has a lot less free-floating, undissolved cornstarch in it. Once it's all filtered through, I remove the funnel and I turn the flask so I can see the volume markings. What we do now is we add about 150 milliliters of 3% hydrogen peroxide. After the peroxide's added and the solution is mixed a little bit, we're done making solution B and we can move back to making solution A. For solution A, the next thing that we need to do is add our iodine tincture to our vitamin C solution. The iodine tincture is very dark and strongly colored, but when it's added to the vitamin C, you can see that the color starts to disappear. After everything's added and the mixture is swirled, it should go back to being colorless. If this doesn't happen, it means you didn't have enough vitamin C. The color of the tincture is due to the presence of iodine or I2, but when it reacts with vitamin C, it's converted to iodide or I-, which is colorless. To finish solution A, we just top things off to about 500 milliliters. Solution A and B are now complete, so we're done with our preparation and we can move on to the fun part. To test things out, we add roughly an equal amount of solution A and B to a beaker and then mix it up. A sudden color change should occur, but this might actually take a little bit of time. So while we're waiting for things to change, I'm going to quickly talk about what's happening here. In solution A, we effectively have a mixture of vitamin C and colorless I- ions, and in solution B, we have hydrogen peroxide and starch. When solutions A and B are mixed, they actually start reacting together, but it's not just one reaction that's occurring, it's 2 reactions. These 2 reactions are competing, and they kind of push each other back and forth. The hydrogen peroxide wants to oxidize the I- back to colored I2, but the ascorbic acid wants to reduce it from I2 back to I-. This reaction occurs really quickly, and the I2 doesn't exist for very long, and it's extremely transient. Eventually, though, the vitamin C is consumed because we've included an excess of hydrogen peroxide, so I2 starts to accumulate. The I2 then very quickly complexes with I- to form a triiodide complex, and this quickly complexes with starch. This all happens extremely quickly, and we're left with a nice blue complex of triiodide and starch. Here we just have an example where solution A is already in a beaker, and I add solution B, but we mix it the whole time. When the solution is being constantly stirred, the color change occurs much more uniformly throughout the whole thing. We can also do the classic demonstration where the solutions are mixed back and forth, and then we slowly pour the solution from one into the other. When we do this, the color should in theory change at the exact same time throughout all of the liquid. Here it kind of looks like it wasn't all at the same time, but it still is pretty close.
Passion!
chết mẹ rồi quay cái gì nữa má mày Let's make a reaction. Oh, one last thing. Whoa. One last thing. Let's go to Walgreens and talk about supplement.